Good morning, guys. So I was vlogging yesterday, but totally just disregarded it because I got so sick when I got home. I don't know what happened, but my stomach is in so much pain. Normally when it's that time of the month, you know, lower abdomen pain on my right side, that's normal. But it had spread to my whole lower abdomen, and it slowly worked my way up to my whole entire stomach. So I don't know what was happening. I could not stand up straight. I was like literally hunched over like this, and it hurt so much. I had no idea what was going on. It's like it was being tightened, and I was feeling as though something was being pushed down on it, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't breathe properly. I was having shortage of breath, and I have no idea, because normally near the end of my period it's, you know, less painful, but for some reason it just got really painful, and I was lying down. I was having a hard time trying to turn on my side. Any way I tried to move, like, it really hurt. And I actually was helping my dad cook when I got home, and I almost fainted. I felt really lightheaded. I lost my vision. It went completely black almost, just in time for me to grab a glass of water. Like, I was losing my sight, and I got really hot, and I just had to sit on the floor, my head behind between my knees. And I knew what to do, because when I had gone to the hospital with my friend to get her stitches, I like got really lightheaded, so they taught me what to do. So I've recognized the feeling and knew how to handle it, but I could not believe that I was very fainty, because that never happens to me when I'm on my period, especially towards the end too. And so I had called up my doctor asking for an appointment, and he wasn't in. So I spoke to my nurse, and she said that, you know, if your pains increase again, and, you know, since now they've subsided, like, there's no need to worry, just see if it does happen again. And if it does, it could be a mix of things. It might be, you know, an ovarian cyst. So that kind of freaked me out a bit, and so I was doing research, but thank goodness the pain is gone, and hopefully it does not come back. And if it was a cyst, she was saying that I would probably have to get an ultrasound just to check, and then they'd probably have to remove it, or I'd have to take medication, or both. Okay, so you're wondering what the heck this is on my lip, and it's probably really disgusting. It is. Okay, so that's ointment. I think it's called Zorvox, and it's used for cold sores. So occasionally I get cold sores, and this started how many years ago? Maybe 4 years ago, when I got my first outburst of them, or outbreak. So this happened 4 years ago when I had my first outbreak of them, when there was stuff happening in my life, and I just got super stressed out that it like really took over my entire like lips here. But anyways, since then it hasn't been as bad, but every so often I do get them, and what triggers it is high levels of stress, or I get sick. So I was really stressed back a few months ago, and I had a little bit of them and had to apply the ointment to it. And now, because I got sick again, you know, I think I had a fever last night because I was very cold and a little hot at the same time. So I think it triggered it, and I was kind of stressed out that I might actually have an ovarian cyst. So it was a variation of things. And I do know that when women are going through their time of the month, that their body temperature changes, and a lot of things occur when a woman is going through that. So that's what happened to me. And now when I woke up this morning, it was so, I felt it. It wasn't too noticeable, but there was like swelling on the side of my lip, and I looked closer, and I knew exactly what was going to happen if I didn't put the ointment on. So luckily I found it sooner than later, so hopefully this will help decrease it more than inflate it, which I do believe will happen, because I know for a fact that when or if your cold sores burst, they become contagious. So right now it's not contagious, luckily, and I've caught it early enough on the stage where I can take control of it. So I just leave the ointment on and put it on throughout the day. But for me, since I'm at work and I don't feel very comfortable putting it on because I feel really awkward, I just put on during the morning, and then when I get home, and then that normally fixes the issue. And it's not uncommon that people get cold sores it happens all the time, and it happens many different ways. Mine just happens to be triggered by high stress, and it's hard for me to keep my stress levels down because I put a lot of pressure onto myself, and it's hard for me not to do that. It's just my type of personality. I'm always on the go, and I'm always wanting to achieve more and to do better for myself, and no one is like really pushing me but myself, and it's hard for me to not do that. I'm just very used to it, and this is the result of it. So now I gotta, you know, take it kind of easy. I have been like on this schedule where I'm trying to accomplish a lot of things, but I think that also played into me getting sick. So I think I need to learn how to take it down a notch or two. If any of you have ever had cold sores, like, let me know how you guys treat it and how yours occurs or is triggered. And don't be afraid if you do have it, and you know, it happens. It's not uncommon, and don't be, you know, so scared to put ointment on and go in public like me. But obviously, if it's contagious, you know, keep your distance from people because you don't want to be spreading that. Just know that I'm not perfect at all whatsoever, and even if I didn't have this cold sore, I'm still not perfect. But it happens, like, it's part of life, and unfortunately that's what I have to deal with. But I'm dealing with it, and I know enough now that it'll happen again, because once it is gone, it does become, you know, dormant, which means that there is a potential for it to come back. It's never gone for the rest of my life because I've had it before. So, you know, it will come up on occasions, and maybe not every time I get sick or every time I'm stressed out, but you know, those are triggers, and I need to learn to take care of myself well enough that hopefully that they won't come back out as often. But luckily this only happens every once to twice a year. Another thing about cold sores is that they can also happen to people who get sunburned. So high levels of heat can trigger that. Dry lips, which I do have, and it is because of the weather as well. So it, not all the time is it dry lips, but I think the play of both, like me feeling stressed out and getting sick with dry lips, also did not help it. So I have, like, part of my lip has, like, my top lip, and half of my bottom lip has the Vaseline, and then this bottom corner has the ointment. Some things to note when you do get cold sores and what the symptoms may be is that you'll feel maybe a burning in your lip and itching, and you'll see swelling. For me, I did not feel burning or itching, so that's two things I didn't feel. But when I did wake up this morning, it was kind of inflamed a little bit, and I knew that right away that that is not normal for my lips, and I've never had lip injections or anything like that, so I know for a fact that it's probably going to be that. And if you look very closely to the area which cold sores are happening, you might see like little dots or little blisters, right? So mine are very tiny, but I do know that if I didn't treat it, they'd actually like increase in size. If you've ever had a blister, like from a burn on your hand, you'll see that it gets bigger. And obviously it stops at a certain point, but it'll start off small and slowly increase in size. So that's sort of what happens, is generally a blister on your lips. So that's what's up with my lip. I was kind of shy to vlog today, and I was debating whether I should do it because of this, but I figured, you know what? It is part of me, and I'm not afraid to show that side, and I think that it is a common thing. So I'd like to share what I go through in case anyone else is, you know, feeling shy about it or isn't sure and like is having this and want to share my experience and how I deal with it. But I will tell you this, that this is nothing compared to what I had when I had it the very first time. So what had happened was that my entire lip started to get covered in them because I had no idea what it was. I initially thought that it was just a cut on my lips, and it felt weird. I'm like, why does this cut really hurt? And so normally when I have cuts, small cuts, I'll put a bit of salt on it. So like even cold sores in my mouth, like on my gums, I'll put salt because I do know that salt does heal wounds, right? So I thought that's what it was. I thought it was just, okay, I have dry lips and I'm just gonna put some salt. So I put some salt and it didn't really do anything. And then I noticed that I was getting more cuts, and somebody was like, maybe you just need a bit more, maybe you're not putting enough. So I had to put more on. But the more I put on, the worse it got. And I was like, this is not normal. So I went to my doctor, and lo and behold, like, it was fever blisters and it was not getting any better. So he had given me treatment, which is this ointment, and it totally helped. But the thing is, it was so bad that I could not eat without my lips cracking and bleeding. So what happens is, when the cold sore is healing, when you're taking this ointment, is that it scabs over, right? But for me, my whole lips were scabbed over with multiple fever blisters, and it was so hard for me to talk and eat. Like, I could not do that without one of them or several of them cracking or bleeding, like, because, you know, any movement, when you move, like, let's say you have a cut in your hand, you move, like, obviously the healing, the scabbing is going to move a bit, right? So that's what was happening to me. So it was just a whole cycle. So I remember this clearly because it was in my second year of university, and maybe it was more than 4 years ago. Yeah, anyways, so it was more than 4 years ago, but anyways, I had to take a week off of school because I knew that it was contagious, and there was no way I was going to show up to school looking like that and trying to do schoolwork. So I didn't realize that I needed a doctor's note, so like my teachers totally thought I just took an extra week off for reading week. So I guess not really March break, but reading week, so February, that's our university's March break. But anyways, so I had been off of school already the week before, and then the week after I had to take off because I had these fever blisters. It was a mess, like a complete mess, and it was disgusting. Like, I could have been in like a horror movie or something. But anyways, yeah, that's my story on cold sores and fever blisters. It's gross, but luckily I'm so thankful and so grateful that I have not had that again, because it was terrible. But I think it takes me going through that to really appreciate that this is not so bad. I took yesterday off of work to recover from my stomach and everything, but now I'm feeling a lot better and I'm close to work, so hopefully today is a good day, and I will talk to you guys later. It's gorgeous out, and if I put this thing here, I'm gonna be in the shadow, but honestly it's so nice out. It's hot, it's 14, and I'm in this long sleeve shirt here and my lips are totally dry. I wish I could work out. I just know that last time when I worked out I got so sick, so I think I just need to take it easy. Maybe I will take my dog for a walk. Work was so busy today. I can't imagine what it was like yesterday when I was away. Yeah, when people don't pay attention to the lights, they honk. Walking my dog beside me. So I am back from walking my dog, and she's quite tired now, so I'm just letting her rest, and I'm gonna start editing this. I think I'm just gonna end the vlog here. Have a good night, guys. It has been what, 3 hours? 3 hours. 3 hours for some stitches. This